Hey guys, Exo here, and today I'll be talking to you about the best honing material vendor in the game, the PvP Exchange Merchant, and why the materials here can be accessed by anyone, no matter your rank. Before I begin, I'd just like to remind you that if you find this video helpful, please leave a like as it helps with the growth and visibility of my channel. Also, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe because I'll be making more Lost Ark videos explaining all the various game systems. I also stream Lost Ark 3 times a week at twitch.tv/exodusgames, so feel free to come by and chat anytime. Hope you enjoy. So if we look for the PvP exchange merchant, they'll have the little crest with the standard merchant arrows around it. If you look at all the items here, you'll see that they each have an additional requirement that you may not have seen before to the right of the gear score requirement. This new requirement is your PvP level. I'll be going through PvP levels later in the video so you can understand how you can take advantage of this merchant to help upgrade your characters. So if you just look at what the merchant has to offer, you see that I could get these 4 harmony shard pouches, and then if I were to raise my PvP level, I would then unlock these 4 as well. These purchases are one time weekly per roster, so it's not like the pirate ship that you can buy out with all your characters. This is a one-time purchase per week. So if we go through, we see that there are 13 pages of materials that you can buy. So whenever you reach a new threshold, you unlock a new additional tier of items that you can purchase. And as you can see here, the first one is unlocked at Ultra 1. Second is unlocked at Supreme 4, Supreme 6, and then Supreme 8. I'll be going for Supreme 8 hopefully before the end of the season, which will allow me to buy an additional 640 destruction stones per week. That's just one of the rewards available in this merchant. You also have Guardian Stones, Honor Stones, Honor Leaf Stones, Great Honor Leaf Stones, and Hoarding Chance Increase materials, all available with your PvP tokens. So let me explain to you how this PvP level system works. So you can see your PvP points by pressing Alt K, and you're going to the middle tab. This is the only tab that matters when it comes to the PvP vendor rewards. This has 3 sections. It has the weekly information, the season information, and your current contribution calculations. So for those of you who are just starting PvP, you may see that you have, I think it's called grade 20 as your PvP tier. Now what that is essentially it's basically letting you know that this is your training time. So as you play more PvP, you will go down from like grade 20 all the way down until you reach Ultra 1. And once you reach Ultra 1, then all the things I'm going to mention in this video will apply to you. So if this is your first time doing PvP, you have to play a few matches to get to Ultra 1 first, and then this will become relevant to you. So there is a bit of prep time needed to get here, but once you get here, the rewards will be waiting for you. As you can see, Ultra 1, even Ultra 1 has rewards. So if you look here, you'll notice that the first PvP reward is actually unlocked at Ultra 1. So you can't even use this vendor unless you get to the base point for PvP experience. So do your PvP and get your experience so you can start using this vendor. So I'll explain to you how this works. When you win or lose a PvP match, you are awarded some points. These points are the only things that matter when it comes to acquiring experience for PvP, and I will break it down for you. So, win or lose, you will get points. Now, if you hover over this question mark right here, it will give you the point breakdown. As you can see, a team deathmatch victory is less points than a competitive victory, but they're still comparable. So if you win in team deathmatch, you will get 175 points. If you win in competitive, you'll get 195. So it's very close. Obviously, you get more for playing ranked, but it doesn't exclude you from rewards because you're not playing ranked. So, however you choose to play PvP, win or lose, you'll be awarded points. Of course, you get less points for a defeat. A team deathmatch defeat is 99, and a competitive defeat is 111. As you can see, they're still fairly close. So, just play PvP and get points. Now, how do these points make a difference? The points that you see here is your PvP contribution for the week. This goes up as you play PvP and it resets to 0 on weekly reset. Now, here's how it works. Your points are compared to the points of other persons who are playing PvP just on your server. And based on where your points fall in standing with everyone else's points, you will be placed in a bracket. This bracket will determine how much experience you will be awarded on a weekly reset. So obviously, as you play more PvP, you will go to a higher bracket and you will get more PvP experience on a weekly reset. However, it all depends on your server's PvP activity. So, for example, if there are only 100 persons playing PvP on your server and you're right in the middle of them, you're going to be like somewhere right here. However, if there are many persons playing PvP and then your point contribution is more than most of everyone else's, you get placed in a higher bracket. The reverse is also true. If there are persons playing more PvP than you, or persons who have accumulated more PvP points than you, I should say, then you will go down in bracket. So what happens is it is completely based on how much PvP is taking place on your server. Of course, if you play more, you have a better standing of reaching a higher bracket, but no one can tell you how many matches it will take to reach a certain bracket because this all varies. Now, why do these brackets matter? So, at weekly reset, you'll be awarded the experience for whichever bracket you fall into. This goes to your current XP, which represents the total experience you have in PvP since the start of the season. And here is where it gets important. Your current XP, and only your current XP, determines which tier you fall in. So right now I have 125,000 XP, which puts me in Supreme 4, which is how I unlock more materials in the vendor. I have reached Supreme 4. So you can play more PvP every week and keep accumulating points every week to climb higher and higher and higher on this left side to unlock more vendor rewards. Now, if you ever decide to stop playing PvP, you should know that there is a decay system in place. As you can see, each tier has a maintenance cost. And what this maintenance cost is the amount of experience you lose per week being in this tier. So what does this mean? It means that if I stop playing PvP, or if I do no PvP at all this week and I get 0 points, I will not stay in Supreme 4 because I will lose 14,700 points and I'll drop down to Supreme 3 and then be locked out of some of my vendor rewards. So in order to maintain your tier, you have to at least get the minimum amount needed to cover the maintenance cost. So 14,700 for me would mean that to maintain my Supreme 4, I would need to get to the 40th percentile, which is not very high up. So this isn't very hard to acquire. However, I intend to reach Supreme 8 by the end of the season. And what that means is I'm going to be going for higher than this every week. So I'm not really concerned about the maintenance cost. I know I'm going to increase this. So you want to get as many points as possible in the week. And while it may seem like a lot of PvP is needed, it really just depends on how much PvP is taking place on your server. So I just played, I think, 3-4 matches. I'm not sure how many. And I'm waiting for this to update, so I don't know my current standing. But needless to say, 3-4 matches is not enough to reach high in the percentiles. So you want to accumulate as many points as possible in the week. So if you hover over this question mark again, you see that it says something about fever time, right? And it says during fever time, there is a 50% bonus to your points received. Now let's look at what fever time is. Press Alt H and go to the calendar. Fever time is a weekend event, and it happens twice a day on Saturday and Sunday, so 4 times for the week, and each fever time lasts 3 hours. Fever time will have a bonus applied to a specific type of PvP. So if we look here at the fever time available tomorrow, which is Saturday, you see that there is fever time available for team deathmatch and the deathmatch in the earlier fever time, and in the later fever time we have team deathmatch and team elimination match. So this is an opportunity for you to play the same amount of matches and get 50% more contribution. It's important to know that fever time only applies to the specified game mode that they say the fever time is for. So if during this fever time where we have team deathmatch and deathmatch, if I happen to play competitive matches, I will not be getting the fever time bonus because that is a different event. So depending on which fever time is available, you just play that one and get your bonus points. I'm not sure how many persons do this, but it's a good way to rack up a lot of points in a short amount of time if you have those 3 hours to spare. Granted, you don't need to play the entire 3 hours of fever time, but any PvP you do in the correct game mode during that fever time will give you a massive boost to your points. I also mention that for each tier as well, you get a certain amount of coins of courage. This is the currency that is used at the merchant. So you get this coin of courage on a weekly basis based on your tier, but also you get them for every match you play. So it will help you to buy all these items you see in the store. So you don't need to get them all from your matches because you get a large chunk of them based on your tier. Now when you get a promotion from one tier to another, you will get the token reward based on the tier you are starting the week in. So this week I moved to Supreme 4. So after weekly reset, when I opened my PvP info screen, I received 5,293 tokens because I started the week in Supreme 4. So if I were to rank down, then next week I'll be getting 4,055. So if you're doing a lot of PvP and you move into a new rank, you don't need to worry about getting low rewards. You get the rewards, so whichever rank you're currently starting the week in. I hope this helped clear some of the confusion as it relates to the PvP vendor and the PvP materials. PvP is pretty fun once you get into it and understand the basics. But again, it's not for everyone. So if you don't like the PvP, you just don't have to do it. But for those of you who are reluctant to play PvP because you weren't sure what kind of rewards were available for you outside of ranked, well, I hope this will get you to be more active in PvP and enjoy this very fun aspect of the game. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy your journey through Arcasia.